Alright guys, welcome back. We have another question from the second chapter of engineering mechanics statics, and we need to determine the magnitude of the resultant force and its direction measured counterclockwise from the positive axis. So basically we have these two forces of F1 and F2, and we are trying to figure out the resultant of these two forces, which is going to be, so we have this force F2 that is applying, and we can also show that force exactly right here. And if we use the parallelogram law for finding the resultant, this is going to be our FR or our resultant, and what we are trying to figure out is the angle between FR and X axis, and we are looking for counterclockwise from positive X axis. So we have the X here, so we are looking for this angle here. We can call it theta. All right, so in the previous videos we solved these kind of questions with trigonometry, but we're going to go with the x and y components of these forces. So basically we resolve each of these two forces, F1 and F2, into two components, and at the end of the day, the FR that we have in a vector form would be sum of all forces in X. That's going to be our X component, and sum of all forces in Y. This is going to give us the J, and we are looking for the magnitude, keep in mind, and also the angle theta. So let's start with the sum of all forces in X. Let's see what we have. We have the X component of F1, which makes 45 degrees. So first of all, it's positive because it's to the right. So it's 200. The value for sine and cosine of 45 degrees is the same. But if you want to go with this angle that we have, the sine of 45 degrees would be the x component. And also we have the x component of F2, which we can see it's going to be to the left. So that's going to be negative. And we know this angle here is also 30 degrees. So negative F2, which is 150 cosine of 30 degrees. And this is going to be our x component of our resultant. So let's see what we get. So 200 sine of 45 minus 150 cosine of 30. Yeah, it's going to give us 11.52 newtons. Let's move on to sum of all forces in y. We can see the y component of F1 will be in this direction, so it's positive 200. And now we have cosine of 45 degrees, and the y component of F2 is also positive. It will be in this direction, so plus 150 sine of 30 degrees this time. So let's see what we get. 200 cosine of 45 plus 150 sine of 30 is 0.5, so that's going to be 216.42 newtons. All right, so now that we have the I component, we have the x component and y component. Our FR will be in this. If we want to express it as a vector, it's going to be this value and will be in newtons. And if we want to find the magnitude of FR, we have the square root of 11.52 squared plus 216.42 squared. Let's see what we get, and that's going to be the answer for the magnitude part, plus 216.42 squared. And yeah, this value is going to be 216.73. And if you want to just report it as 3 sig figs, it's going to be 217 newtons. So that's going to be the magnitude part. And from what we found, our FR had both positive components for x and y. So basically our FR has the magnitude of 11.5 here, 52. Let's just be as accurate as possible. So, and the y component is also positive. So, and this is going to be our FR. And what we're looking for is the angle theta, which we defined at the beginning. So we're looking for this angle, which is the angle counterclockwise from x-axis. So for finding the angle theta, basically we look at this right triangle here. And if we want to find theta, we just have to do tangent inverse of opposite, which is 2016.42 divided by the adjacent 11.52, and that's going to give us the angle that we're looking for. So tangent inverse of 216.42 divided by 11.52. Yeah, so the angle theta would be 86.4 95 degrees. Again, if you want to report it in 3 sig figs, our theta would be 87 degrees. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for this one. Hope everything is clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.